Listen closely, because if you truly hear this, your life will never be the same. Every empire that ever rose from dust and doubt was built on one unshakable truth. The only thing you can ever control in this chaotic world is you. Not the economy, not the gossip of strangers, not the storms that roll in uninvited at midnight. Only you. The moment you stop trying to bend the world to your will and instead bend your will to shape yourself, you awaken a power no obstacle can stand against. Think of Edison, thousands of failures in a dark lab, wire after wire, filament after filament burning to ash. But he wasn't trying to control the laws of physics. He was mastering his patience, his persistence, his own mind. He was building himself into a man who simply could not quit. That's why the world got light. When you chase applause, when you chase validation, you become a puppet. Strings pulled by opinions, by the rise and fall of other people's moods. But when you turn inward, when you make yourself your greatest project, your purest obsession, that's when the strings snap. That's when you stand alone in the quiet and realize you are free. People spend decades staring out the window of their own lives, comparing, envying, wasting energy measuring themselves against a world that does not care. But the giants you admire, Carnegie, Lincoln, Disney, they all learned to turn the mirror inward, to compete only with who they were yesterday, to refine themselves like an artist chiseling marble, piece by piece, flaw by flaw, until the masterpiece underneath emerged. Look around. The world is loud with distractions, a circus of headlines and highlight reels. It wants your attention more than your soul. But your soul is the only thing that matters. You can lose money and earn it back. You can lose people and find new ones. But if you lose yourself, you lose the only thing you truly own. Focusing on yourself is not selfish. It is survival. It is the highest form of service you can offer this world. Because when you become disciplined, clear, grateful, unshakable, your family feels it. Your community feels it. Your work echoes with it. When you become whole, you heal every room you walk into just by being in it. So ask yourself now, brutally, honestly, who am I when no one is watching? Who am I when no one is clapping, no one is liking, no one is judging? Who am I in the silence of my own thoughts? That is the raw material you must shape. That is the place where kingdoms rise and fall. Not out there in the noise, but right here, behind your ribs, inside your skull, where only you hold the hammer and chisel. Most people don't want this responsibility. They want to blame the world, the government, the weather, the family, the past. They don't want to see that the chains are self-forged and self-shattered. But not you. You are here because something deep inside you is tired of the excuses, hungry for the truth. The truth that freedom is not granted, it is built. And it is built within. So guard your mind like a fortress. Feed it only what strengthens you. Discipline your thoughts the way a warrior sharpens a blade. Daily, deliberately, relentlessly. When doubt creeps in, face it. When fear whispers, listen and then act anyway. Do not outsource your happiness to people who don't even know your dreams. Do not let your worth be auctioned off to the highest bidder of attention. Instead, become so focused on your own growth that comparison starves to death. Become so devoted to your own vision that distractions dissolve in your wake. This is not about arrogance, it is about responsibility. Because once you understand that everything changes when you change, you stop waiting for permission to begin. You begin. You begin by waking up 1 hour earlier than your excuses. You begin by saying no to what drains you and yes to what builds you. You begin by reading what expands you instead of scrolling what numbs you. You begin by surrounding yourself with people who remind you of your power, not your limits. Your life is a mirror, reflecting your deepest beliefs back at you in the form of circumstances, relationships, opportunities. If you don't like what you see, don't smash the mirror, change what it reflects. Upgrade the image within, and the world will contort itself to match. You want respect? Respect yourself first. You want love? Love yourself so fiercely that it sets the standard for everyone who tries to step into your orbit. You want wealth? Cultivate a mind so abundant, so solution-focused, that money can't help but flow to you as a side effect of your own unstoppable growth. It starts with you. It ends with you. And it will always, always be about you, not in ego but in essence. Because when you become all you can be, you give the world all it has been waiting for. So stand in front of your mirror tonight. Not to check your hair or your skin or the weary lines life has carved on your face, but to look yourself dead in the eyes and make a vow. I will not abandon myself again. I will not hand over my power to the opinions of people who do not pay my bills, who do not live with my regrets, who will not carry my coffin when my time comes. I am the keeper of my mind, the steward of my time, the guardian of my energy. From this moment on, my life is my responsibility, and I will honor that responsibility like sacred ground. Every morning you wake up, you face a choice more powerful than any lottery ticket, any lucky break, any connection. The choice to decide who you will be today. Will you be the echo of your past failures, or the architect of a future no one sees yet but you? Will you be defined by your wounds, or will you become the scarred warrior who turned pain into power, tragedy into triumph? Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you want to be. Without it, you drift. With it, you fly. Look at every person who has carved their name into the bedrock of history. They were not superhuman. They were consistent. They did the work when no one was watching. They said no when temptation knocked dressed as pleasure. They rose before the sun when excuses begged for another hour of sleep. They chose clarity over comfort, vision over distraction. You are no different. You carry the same blood, the same bones, the same divine spark that flickers in every soul brave enough to claim their place among the extraordinary. But that spark needs fuel. And that fuel is focus, unbroken, unwavering, ruthless focus on who you must become. Do you want to be envied? Do you want to be admired? Forget it. Those are hollow trophies that rust in the attic of your ego. Instead, become unignorable. Become so deeply rooted in your mission that the winds of doubt, of gossip, of setback cannot uproot you. Become like the oak. Storms come, branches break, but the roots hold strong. Vision without discipline is a daydream. Discipline without vision is a prison. You need both, the fire in your eyes and the steel in your spine. When you know where you are going and you command yourself to move, you become unstoppable. The universe cannot resist a mind that knows exactly what it wants and pays the price for it daily. This world will test you, count on it. It will tempt you with easy paths, quick dopamine, shallow distractions dressed up as status and likes and fleeting praise. But these are the breadcrumbs that lead the masses in circles. You are not the masses. You are the wolf that leaves the pack when the pack grows lazy. You are the lion that hunts when others sleep. Focus on yourself so fully that you outgrow your old skin. The you that was addicted to excuses, gone. The you that blamed the past, buried. The you that needed constant validation, outgrown. In its place, a new self forged in the fire of daily effort, daily sacrifice, daily renewal. When people see you changing, they will try to pull you back. Not because they hate you, but because your growth exposes their stagnation. Do not let their fear infect your focus. Smile at their doubts and keep moving. Because one day, when they are ready, they will come to you and ask how you did it, and you will tell them, I focused on myself until my entire reality shifted to match the vision I refused to abandon. Gratitude is not weakness, it is armor for the soul. Be grateful for every setback that taught you your strength. Be grateful for every betrayal that revealed your resilience. Be grateful for every sleepless night that carved patience into your bones. Gratitude transforms struggle into fuel, wounds into wisdom. When you wake up in the morning, before you check your phone, check your pulse, you are alive. That alone is proof that your mission is not finished. So rise. Rise with intention. Rise with hunger. Rise with the quiet, relentless conviction that you will not waste this day, because this day is the only thing that truly belongs to you. Yesterday is dead. Tomorrow is a rumor. Today is your kingdom. Rule it wisely. Guard your thoughts as fiercely as you guard your dreams, because they are the soil in which your reality grows. A mind cluttered with doubt will never birth clarity. A mind poisoned with envy will never taste freedom. Pull the weeds daily. Notice the silent whispers that say you can't, you shouldn't, you're not enough. and replace them with thoughts forged in the language of champions. I can. I must. I am. Do not let old programming dictate your new life. What your family believed, what your teachers said, what the world told you about your limits. All of it can be rewritten. Your mind is not a cage. It is a canvas. Paint something new. If you do not, someone else will splash their fears across it until you forget it was ever blank. You have this power to focus so fiercely on who you are becoming that the noise outside dissolves into background static. The gossip, the setbacks, the critics with hollow lives and louder mouths, they fade, because they cannot touch a person who is locked in on their mission with the precision of a hawk and the patience of a monk. Resilience is not a trait you are born with. It is a muscle you build every time you refuse to quit when your mind screams for comfort. Every time you get up when you've been knocked flat. Every time you decide this will not break me, this will build me. Ford lost everything twice before he built the empire you still see rolling on highways today. Disney was told he lacked imagination. Now entire cities are built around his vision. These men were not immune to failure. They were immune to surrender. They didn't pray for an easier life. They demanded more from themselves. And that is what you must do now. No more blaming the economy. No more cursing the weather. No more resenting the people who walked away. They were never your fuel. Your fuel is within. Purpose is the compass. Discipline is the engine. But adaptability, that is your wings. The world will not bend for you. Sometimes it will break you just to see if you can heal stronger. Plans will fail. People will disappoint you. Markets will crash.
Trends will die.
But you will adjust. You will pivot. You will rise from every scrap of ruin with lessons carved into your bones. And you will build again. Stop fearing change. Fear standing still. Stagnation is the real poison. Movement is the cure. When the path you paved crumbles, carve a new one. When the door slams shut, build a window. When the storm blows your plans to dust, plant seeds in the mud it leaves behind. The oak tree grows strongest when the winds push hardest against it. So do you. Learning is your secret weapon. Not degrees, not titles, not fancy certificates to hang on walls, real learning. Daily learning. Ruthless curiosity that refuses to rot. Read the books. Study the giants. Ask the questions that terrify you. Break your own ignorance like chains. One new idea can rewire your destiny faster than a decade of stale routine. The moment you stop learning is the moment you start dying, long before your body does. Stay alive by feeding your mind. Hunt wisdom the way the hungry hunt bread. Drink knowledge until your excuses drown in it. Because in the end, your mind is the only currency that cannot be stolen, taxed, or inflated away. And when you learn, teach. When you grow, share the harvest. But never do it for applause. Do it because a candle loses nothing by lighting another. Do it because the world is starved for people who lead by example, not by empty words. Do it because each time you pour your wisdom into another soul, you double your own. So today, not tomorrow, not next Monday, not when the timing is perfect. Today you decide, I am my greatest project, my greatest mission, my greatest responsibility. Focus on yourself so completely that the world has no choice but to rise and meet the power you unleash. And when you do, you will understand a secret that the masters have always known. When you change yourself, you change everything.